Hey there, Aries. Welcome to a reading for the week of September 11th. We're just going to jump right in here, Aries, and we're going to do a past, present, future outcome reading. In your past position, you have this simplicity card and this truth card. I mean, well, the truth is always simple, right? When someone is lying to you, they always add a bunch of details to whatever that lie is, right? So that's immediately what popped into my head, is that the truth is simple. And, I feel like your truth is simple as well. So, if there's something that you're wanting to do, be, or have in your life, I feel like keeping it simple is definitely going to be the key at this time. Other signs have had stuff about overcomplication as well in their readings. So, again, if you're looking for the complicated solution, or if you're adding a bunch of steps to something, I'm talking about a project, a business or something that you're working on in your life. I feel like this is saying, no. It's saying don't add a bunch of extra steps that don't need to happen. I feel you need to kind of just keep it simple, because that's what's going to work at this time. Again, I would be careful, like I said, of a person who's coming in with stories, or a person who's, telling you a bunch of stuff, like I said, it's like they're giving too much detail. Like I said, the truth is simple. So, I think you need to pay attention to that. Some of you, I'm not even saying this is love, by the way. This could be, just two people that you're dealing with in life in general. And, I feel, I kind of do feel where I was going with that is I feel like there could be two people here. You have the Two of Cups, but for some reason I'm seeing it as two different people. They're both meant to look very different. And sorry, we're going to come back to this, but I have to get this out right now. So again, they're both meant to look very different. So again, you might be getting two stories about two different things in your life. And I feel this is saying it's the truth is going to be simple, right? So, just somebody needs to hear that. You have this Hierophant, the Three of Pentacles, and the Two of Swords in your past position. The Hierophant can, of course, represent marriage, but, especially for you, Aries, because you're born so close to Pisces, and with Neptune and Pisces, I would say anything that you would consider a traditional belief that you could change in some way, or that you could break away from, would be very beneficial. I mean, you literally have the Seven of Pentacles to the World, to the Ten of Wands right next to it, which is kind of making some sort of change. But again, Neptune and Pisces being so close to you, and in 2026, Neptune's going to move into Aries. Neptune and Pisces is a direct challenge to traditional belief. We have traditional belief right here, the Hierophant. So it's there might be certain things that you believe to be true just because you've always believed those things. And again, I would just keep things simple at this time. You have the Three of Pentacles. You have this, and you also have the Soulmates card at the end. The Soulmates card, I am hearing this is what you've been waiting for, or something like that is popping into my head. But it doesn't have to be love. I feel for some of you, it could be love. You have the Four of Wands, the Two of Cups, so there could be a really solid soulmate coming in for you. I would say this person's very unique, though. You have the Zebra card and this Cobra card. That Cobra card is actually pretty good. It's a card of someone who's gone through, transformations. They've been through some things. They've processed it and become a better person. So, again, you could be attracting a unique person who stands out for just being different in some way. But I also feel that if you need help in business or your career, that really what's coming in for you and what you've been waiting for is assistance, or it could be guidance. I look at this card as I sometimes I say this is a card of having the steak but not the sizzle, or really the Three of Pentacles could represent a person coming in who has the sizzle, or you have the sizzle and they have the steak. Take it how it resonates, but it's it can almost represent information from a person or something that really take something to the next level, and I kind of feel that here. So in work or business, if you're working together with other people, really good. You have the Two of Swords. Everybody is seeing another way to live right now. I mean, it's pretty obvious to me. She has this new island behind her, and that she needs to get to that new island. She's just thinking this or that, and she has a lot of options. She needs to get to that new island because there could be something new over there. There could be something new and exciting for her in her life. And again, this is a time that we're in. I encourage people to explore new ideas, new opportunities, just new things in general, because again, it's the time that we're in. If you do that, you'll be successful. So that's why I would do it. With the Hierophant, you have the Page of Wands. Yes, definitely time for an adventure, for sure. I mean, going this way right here, I feel that there's some sort of adventure coming in for you. I even think you could be interested in a person who either gets a lot of attention here. This person could be famous. I'm not saying they're like famous, but it could just be the sun is a card of fame. So there could be a certain amount of attention that a person you're interested in gets. This could be from a distance as well, with the world card, but I don't know. I would say if this is a unique person who stands out, then go for it, is what I would say. It could be like a Taurus or a Virgo. It could be a Leo. It could be an Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, or Leo, or a Capricorn with the world card. It could be any sign, because this is a general reading. With the Three of Pentacles, damn, you have the sun. I think you're getting a lot of attention. Like, don't be afraid of like working together with other people. I think that there could be assistance or help, or, it's like when someone helps you become successful, it's like they're not taking anything away from you. You're actually giving to them, because you're giving them abundance. You're allowing them to maybe take some credit. I don't know. I've seen this fear pop up before for people where it's like they're afraid to, learn from another person because they don't want that person to have credit or whatever. But again, this is the opposite of abundance thinking. I think there's a lot of abundance coming in here, and there could be people who could really help you, especially if you have a business or a career. But I see a lot of attention coming in here. Look, are you kidding? With the Two of Swords, you have the star. The sun and the star together to me is fame and fortune. So there could be like a lot of abundance coming in here for you, or you could be. I heard the word fame, and again, I'm not trying to be clickbaity here or whatever with that sun card, but I heard it on this sun card, not this one over here. And so again, it looks to me like and I think there's an opportunity right here. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Four of Wands, which is like a deep commitment. It really, and you have the Hierophant as well. These are cards of marriage. But again, if you're like trying to become famous, or if you're trying to get attention on your business or your career or in your career, like now is the time, Aries, with these cards. But you have to, make that full commitment, is what these cards say. And again, with the Two of Swords, with a star, it's basically saying you're going to have to do something you've never done before. So you're going to really have to like go out on a limb here, but I think it's going to be worth it. Next, in your present position, you have this card that says you and your loved ones are safe. You have this card that says don't let your past hold you back. Yes, definitely time to let go of the past. We're like at the end of the retrograde this week, and I think retrogrades, of course, are stronger at the beginning and the end. So you could be feeling things about the past, or you could be, thinking about things that happened in your past or happened in your past life. And I feel it's kind of like time to let those things go so that you can be more successful. And that's what I would do here with these cards. You have the Seven of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Six of Wands. The Seven of Pentacles is a card that says, is the juice worth the squeeze? He's looking at those Seven Pentacles, and he's saying, is it worth it for me to do all this work that I've done, or is there something better that I should be putting my time, effort, and energy into? Again, I think simplicity is key for you. Like if you're doing things that are overcomplicated, I think the Seven Pentacles is going to say you're going to feel like you're wasting your time. If you're doing things that are simple, straightforward, to the point, you're going to feel great, and you're going to feel like you're doing things that matter, right? You have the Hermit. I think this is just your past, 7 years or something like that. I feel like it's talking about your journey. I literally feel this card is encouraging you to look back and be like, look at how far you have come. Look at all the things that you've done. Look at your past life compared to your new life, like where you are at right now. Because I think that there's just like a huge difference. I think it's like two totally different things. And, I think you need to put things into perspective, because it will, number one, probably make you feel like you're on top of the world. But number two, if you're having, sometimes I think when we, if we're like, if we improve in life, but we're still like living in 7 years ago where we were nothing, then we think we have nothing to offer. It's almost like imposter syndrome. Six of Wands can represent imposter syndrome. But I feel like you need to see that you have earned the right to share your ideas. You've earned the right to be where you are. And I really feel you need to believe it. There's clearly success coming in here. This is, as usual, a pretty good reading for you lately here, Aries. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is a card of, I always look at him as a card of curiosity, like needing to look into things that you're curious about, and again, especially with the sun shines a light on things that we should be paying attention to in life. So there could be just like random things that you become interested in your life, and the sun says, look into those things. It might be nothing. It might be a hobby or just an interest that you become interested in, but you never know like what these things will lead to. You never know what direction you could go in. And again, this channel, this is living proof, right? This channel, because, this channel, I was doing nothing for 4 years of my life. As I always say, I was stuck in my room staring at a wall. I was learning the whole time, but I was really doing nothing. I wasn't making money. I didn't have a job. I didn't do anything, right? And, but I was developing interests, and, tarot was something I've always been interested in, but, I kind of became more interested during that time and learned a lot about, learned it more on a deeper level. And, I was just following my curiosity, and it led to this. But it's if I didn't, and I just stayed in that mindset of I need to get a job or do these things, then I don't know, I might not be here, right? With the Hermit, you have the Ten of Swords. I feel like some of you have dealt with a stabbed in the back situation. I do feel like for some of you, this could be what's on your mind, is a person who stabbed you in the back, or a person who did you dirty. And you have this Cobra card here, which again can be a card of being stuck in a trance, or being consumed by something here, Aries. And I do feel like you need to, kind of break this trance, or kind of, get out of this, situation. I know it's hard. And again, I try not to air my dirty laundry on this channel, right? But it's someone stabbed me in the back a billion times, over the last year. And, I found out about it, and I found out truths about the situation, after I decided to leave the situation. And I'm not telling you this to air my dirty laundry, but it's one of those things, it was really, at first, it was hard for me to let it go. But then I was just this person is just, I don't know if they're a bad person, sad person, whatever, right? And it's but maybe I justified it in my mind, but it helped, right? It helped me stop thinking about it. It helped me to to break that trance. And again, I'm convinced that that's why I go through some of these things, so I can just tell you all about how I got through it. But I just, after I learned what this person had done on top of what they admitted to, I was just it just is what it is. And I'm never going to learn the truth. I'm never going to get the whole truth. And I just had to sit down with myself and be I'm freaking okay with that, right? Whatever. With the Six of Wands, you have the Seven of Swords. I'm telling you right now, I think you went through something very similar, or someone stabbed you in the back. You don't have the whole truth. And I feel like this is you. It's this is you just saying, what, there's nothing I can do. Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is saying, yeah, this person was sneaky or whatever. I just have to break the trance. And again, you have this card that says, don't let your past hold you back. That's why I'm saying this, is that I think that this could be a past situation. And it's almost again, cobras, they get stuck in a trance. They operate from this, from this reptilian part of their brain, right? And so they can get stuck in situations. I'm wondering if you're seeing the reflection, in this person, of them being stuck, if it was a person, you know what I mean? It's maybe it's a person who gets stuck in, a trance. And maybe that's what, this whole situation was meant to point out to you, this past situation. Again, I think the reason I'm talking about this is because I think that this reading is saying that you breaking free from this and seeing that is going to be the thing that leads to the sizzle, the icing on the cake with that Three of Pentacles. So there's something, it could be a backstabbing situation, and it could be rough as well, for sure. It might be something that was really crappy. And I feel this is saying that breaking free from that is going to be the thing that leads to a transformation. You have a zebra card as well, and the zebra card is a card of being eccentric or unique or standing out in some way. I feel there's a billion things about you that really stand out, and I feel you need to highlight those things with the sun and the star. Those are the things that are going to make you stand out the most. Again, everybody always asks me about having a tarot channel on YouTube, and they're but everybody has one. I'm yeah, but everybody, it's if you look at a lot of the tarot, I'm not picking on anyone here, right? I think that if you have the guts to read tarot on YouTube, I salute you, right? So I'm not picking on any of the other readers, but if you look at a lot of them are the same, and again, I always tell people if you can be unique, if you can be different, if you can approach it in a different way, you might beat me, right? You might be more successful if you can come up with a different way to read tarot. So again, that's just one example, but I think if there are things you can do to be unique, there are unique things about you. If you can highlight those things with the sun, I think there's a lot of attention, a lot of success here. You have the World, which is an accomplishment. There is something you want to accomplish. I think there's something, I would call this a wouldn't it be nice if if you have something where you're saying to yourself, wouldn't it be nice if I had this or that or the other thing? This could be an accomplishment that you're trying to reach. And I do feel like you can reach it in this lifetime very easily. I do feel that the Four of Wands is saying you're going to have to make the full commitment. The Four of Wands is like marriage, but I do feel this is also talking about making a commitment to a finish line. If you look right here, I always say that this looks like a finish line up here. So I feel if you could just commit to blasting through a finish line and make no matter what, when, the only way is to overcome something, then you make it happen. So, I feel that's what you could be doing here, Aries. I do also feel that there could be a very solid love connection. And again, I feel like it's something very unique, very different. And again, be careful of like being blocked off to these situations. Like I've done many readings. Like I never really, if I'm being honest too, I never really, when people used to say to me things like, oh, I can't, get over this or whatever, they would ask a question like they want love, but they feel closed off. They can't trust people. I never really understood it till this happened to me. Right. So it's like, I totally feel for those people now. And so it really made me more empathetic to those situations. But at the same time, it's like, I still go back to, if you let a past person control your love life, it's like they're just living your life for you. And, so, they're not only are they living in your head rent free, but they're controlling your future life. They're controlling your future decisions. And, I just want people to feel empowered. I want people to realize that they have control and they don't have to let some past jerk who stabbed them in the back and, did all this stuff. They don't, it's like, yes, maybe you trusted that person, like I did, trusted them and all this other stuff. But it's like there were things that I refused to see. There were things that I didn't look at. There were things that, that I just, blatantly ignored, right? And so if I paid attention, wouldn't happen. Plain and simple. With the World card, you have the Three of Pentacles. Yes, I'm telling you, stake in the sizzle, right? It's like maybe you have both, Aries, but maybe like your sizzle is something like a unique part of yourself that needs to be highlighted. It's like if you imagine, let's just pretend you're the accomplishment you want as a tarot channel. It could be anything in your life. Take it how it resonates. That's like the stake, but it's like you doing it in your unique way is the sizzle. And I feel like that's what this reading is talking about. It's like, I feel that there's something that needs some heat going on here. With the Four of Wands, you have the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is taking the lead. I really do feel like you're in a position of taking control, taking the lead in your life. With the Two of Cups, you have the Five of Swords. Yes, I told you. Definitely, there's some sort of something here going on. It could be a separation. I would encourage you not to ruin something new, because when we look at your outcome here, you have this soulmate card and this to be fair card. Again, I think what you need to pay attention to is fairness, is equal give and take. Maybe that's what you didn't pay attention to in the first place. Maybe you were overgiving. Maybe you were, maybe you were giving and they were never giving back or whatever. And so I feel like this is something that you need to pay attention to. I think it's something that you need to be aware of. And, that can prevent you like overgiving in a situation when you do things equally, right? I do feel like there's fairness coming in for you. And I also felt like saying at the beginning of the reading, like this is what you've waited for. But I feel it could be one of two things. Either an opportunity with the Ace of Pentacles, right? And I think the other option here is someone to work with. And I'm not talking about love. It could be, I do feel like there's definitely love here. But I feel that what I'm talking about, if you've been waiting for something, it's like you've been waiting for like the right bit of advice or the right mentor or, the right business partner. And I feel that's what's coming in here for you, whatever it is you've been waiting for. You have the Ten of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Sun. The Ace of Pentacles is an opportunity, but I always say the Ace of Pentacles is like a seed that you have to plant in a garden. So it's something that does require work. It is something that requires you to nurture it into existence. But if you do that, I feel you will be very, very successful with whatever this opportunity is. You have the Sun. The Sun, of course, is a card of happiness, joy, enlightenment, good things coming in for you. The Sun, again, you have the Sun of the Star, which is like fame and fortune. So I feel like there's a lot of just good stuff coming in for you here, just in general, regarding your attention. There's something here about something, see how he's carrying this banner in his hand here, Aries, on this card. It kind of represents the fact that he's doing something easily. It's like that banner is meant to look big and heavy, but it's like a child and he's not really struggling to hold it. So I kind of feel, again, simplicity is key here. Doing something, it might not necessarily be, there's a difference between like easy and simple, right? And, what I would say here is that for some of you, it might be more simple. Meaning like maybe there's a certain part of your career or your business that you can do simply. Maybe it's a lot of work, but it's, it is simple in its execution, right? And so I feel that you could be kind of discovering things that are, maybe it is a lot of work, but it's simple in its execution. And that's what I would be paying attention to, is like, what is kind of simple for me to do, but also moves a lot of weight. What brings in more than I put into it, right? You have the Ten of Wands here. And again, I feel like you're coming to the end of this long journey. He has this home right here. So it's like he's about to have a harvest. And, I do feel you're about to put down some burdens. I feel like you're about to release some heavy weight. Let's see here. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Seven of Wands. Again, I was getting, sorry, I dropped it. I was getting something about burning your boats, like kind of where I said, like when you make something so that there is no other way than for you to be successful, that's when people truly become successful. And the Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. It's a card of like knowing that that you're going to be successful. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the King of Swords here. I'm telling you right now, I was getting something, again, funny enough, card of my mentor, of a mentor. So I feel like there could be like a mentor, a business partner, doesn't matter what gender. The King of Swords is someone who not only has knowledge, but has wisdom. It's like they have one step farther than just knowledge. So, I feel like there could be a lot of success here in like a person coming in for you. Could be an air sign coming in for you as well. Could also be an older person, someone who's older than you coming in for you in love. There is like a lot of potential. Look, with the Sun, you have the Two of Cups. I'm telling you right now, there could be a very solid love connection. I would just make sure that you're not allowing a past love connection ruin something new for you here. Like, don't allow a past person to, basically take control of your life. And, there you go. Let's see. We're pulling 5 main themes. You have this Vision card. This is the Sun in Pisces. We do have a lot of energy in Pisces. Neptune, Jupiter, Neptune and Saturn is what I meant to say, are both in Pisces. But, again, I feel that, with that energy, it's funny that I was talking about Neptune and Pisces with the Hierophant. I feel like you need to maintain your vision. It's like the star is like having a North Star, having a vision, understanding what the big picture of your life is, and only moving in that direction, right? So there you go. You have, are you kidding? Saturn and Pisces right here. This says loss on it. There's definitely been a loss or something that you're thinking about. You could be thinking about it because of the retrograde, right? So here I am telling you my story. It's like I haven't even thought about it, and I'm thinking about it because of the retrograde. I'm just gonna blame the retrograde, right? But again, you could be thinking about some sort of loss. I would just say, like, don't dwell on it. Try to release it. Do whatever you have to do, right? Next, you have this organization card. Very interesting. A lot of people have been getting these cards of organizing. The Three of Pentacles is kind of a card of organization. The lady right here, she's holding like some plans. So she is organized on like what needs to be done. So for those of you working on projects, I would keep it simple and have a simple plan. You have this Fortune card. Love it. Definitely good fortunes coming in for you. I mean, you have the Sun twice. Looks amazing. And finally, you have this Escape card. Really, if you left someone behind or if someone stabbed you in the back and you're walking away, I feel like this is a blessing in disguise, really. I feel it's something where you kind of are escaping a really toxic situation. So there you go, Aries. This looks really good. I love where this is going. Again, I feel like saying this is what you're waiting for or something with the To Be Fair card there. So could be balance or a balanced situation they've been waiting for. Also, like Fame and Fortune. You have the Sun twice and the Star. And you also have, like, technically the Sun 3 times. This is the Sun in Leo. So, looks amazing. But thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.